All right, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all about this dream realm that I was in. Y'all know I always share my dream realms. I don't know why I keep having these dreams where I'm in my grandmother's house, but I will say this. Growing up, my grandmother's house, even after she passed, just still living in that house, it was a time of peace. It was joy, happiness. That house was just home. It was just so beautiful, full of love, laughter, and stuff like that, and good people. So I will say this: those memories I'll cherish. I'll keep them with me for the rest of my life. Everything about my grandmother. So in this dream realm, I remember sitting in the living room, and my grandmother had them old school doors, but they were beautiful doors. They were wood, but they were solid wood, and it had the 3 stack windows. So they were like step windows. It was like one low, one in the middle, but it was up higher, and then the other one was up a little higher. So it was the 3 rectangular windows on the door, the front door. I got up and don't know why I did. I went to go look out the window. And I always looked out of the middle window. Maybe that's because that's the one I didn't have to stand on my tippy toes to look out. There was a red 4-door Chevy Corsica sitting out in front of my grandmother's house with the lights running. Well, the car was running, the lights was on. And I immediately was thinking they was up to no good, which 9 times out of 10, anybody that pulled on that street where my grandmother lived, and that's how it was for years, we knew you was up to no good because we knew who all lived on the street. All right, there was only, let me see, 1, 2, 3. It was only 4 houses on that corner, on that dead end. So it was a dead end street. You had no business on the dead end part, either doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, and nobody was delivering nothing because there was no Amazon back in the day. But anyway, so the dead end street, we pretty much knew who should have been there and who shouldn't have been. So I immediately was like, oh, they up to no good. So I don't know why my son was in a dream. I ran through the kitchen to go tell my son, and as I'm going up the steps, my son was coming down the steps. Strange thing is we didn't even tell each other nothing. We didn't exchange information. And when I ran up to the top of the steps, I immediately ran to where my grandmother sleep at in her bedroom. And her bedroom got another one of those doors with the 3 windows. Ran up there, seen my grandmother laying in the bed with the covers up over her, y'all. But this is strange, y'all, just so bear with me. Trust me, it was my grandmother's spirit and soul. But when I got up there, I was tapping her. I said, Grandma. I was telling her it was a car that was outside, but the words weren't coming out. It was like I was not gasping for air. It was almost like, you ever been in one of them dreams where you trying to run and you can't get away, or you running in slow motion, or you trying to say something and it's almost like you out of breath and you can't say what you want to say. And I was trying to say, Grandma, you hear me? I was going to tell her that I was going to get my gun and shoot it off in the air to scare the people off in front of the house. But the words weren't coming out. But the strange thing is, y'all, is when I looked at this lady, it wasn't my grandmother. It was this white lady laying in the bed. Same size, same build as my grandmother, small built. And I thought nothing of it, but it was my grandmother, y'all, like my grandmother that I really knew. That's who it was, but in appearance, it wasn't her. But I didn't say, oh, that's not my grandmother. I just said, that's my grandmother. And she was looking at me like I woke her up. And it was almost like she was trying to say, yeah, go ahead and say what you got to say. But she didn't get the words out. But I was the one trying to get the words out to tell her that I was going to scare the people off of the front of the house, y'all. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all, and then I woke up. All right, but then I went to the bathroom, y'all. I come back to lay down and go to sleep again. The next dream realm started. And this one, I'm going to keep it short. I was in this, I'd never seen the outside of the building. I was inside of this facility, and this facility had many rooms in it. The strange thing is I didn't fit in this facility at all, in these rooms. I was really tall, and I had to walk through here and duck down. When I say tall, yes, y'all, I was a giant. And listen, I really don't care for being tall. My grandfather was tall. Y'all, when I say tall, he was tall. He had to duck to walk through the doorway. So I don't really care to be tall at all. I love the size that I am. I don't ever want to be tall. I wouldn't want to be tall. But I was a giant in this dream realm, walking through these corridors, and I'm ducking, and everything was white. Every wall, every corner of this house was white, and the house wasn't squared off. So the construction was not squared off like it would be, to measure up to size. Everything was like bold and rounded and just like a bathtub kind of interior. So when you walk in, everything got a curve and an elbow and a bend. And I was ducking and going up under things, but I was too tall to fit in the room. And then I walked into this room. I was going to go say something to my brother. And it was my actual brother in this dream when I moved the curtain back to go say something to him. And I woke up in that realm. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. The main important thing about the dream was that I was in this facility and I couldn't fit in it. And there was millions of rooms. I was just moving my way around through them. And the fact that I was really tall. When I say tall, I was tall like a giant. I was a real giant. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Just thought I'd share that with y'all.